This is the story of Sergeant Alvin York, a humble farm boy who would go on to rewrite the meaning of courage. Born on December 13, 1887, in the small town of Pall Mall, Tennessee, Alvin was the third of 11 children in a family that struggled just to get by. He spent his days working the land and hunting in the mountains, skills that would later make him one of the deadliest marksmen on the front lines. After his father passed away, Alvin took up work as a blacksmith to support his family. He was no saint. He drank, fought, and lived recklessly until 1914, when a spiritual awakening completely changed his life. Then came 1917. The Great War was raging across Europe, and Alvin was drafted into the U.S. Army. But he refused to pick up a rifle, claiming that his religious beliefs forbade him from killing another man. He applied 3 times for exemption as a conscientious objector, but each time his request was denied. Eventually, facing arrest, he reported for duty at Camp Gordon, Georgia. Even in training, Alvin couldn't silence the conflict in his heart. He met with his commanding officer, Major Buxton, for hours as the two men debated faith, duty, and what it truly meant to serve God and country. Alvin left unsure but decided to pray, reflect, and let fate guide him. When he returned to camp, he was at peace. Whatever God's will was, he would follow it even if it meant going to war. In June 1918, York and his fellow soldiers of the 328th Infantry Regiment landed in France, joining the fierce Meuse-Argonne Offensive, the final push of World War I. On October 8, 1918, deep in the fog-filled valleys near Hill 223, York's unit was pinned down by relentless German machine gun fire. Chaos filled the air, bullets rained from every direction, and soldiers fell around him. York and 16 other men were ordered to flank the enemy and silence the guns. They pushed forward too far, in fact, ending up behind enemy lines. To their surprise, the Germans surrendered, unaware that only a handful of Americans stood before them. But soon, reinforcements arrived, and the air exploded with machine gun fire once again. 9 of York's men were killed instantly. Suddenly, Alvin found himself the last man standing, the leader of a small, desperate group surrounded by enemies. And then, something in him changed. The same man who once swore never to kill picked up his rifle and started fighting with unmatched precision. He picked off enemy gunners one by one, forcing them to reveal their positions before striking. When a group of German soldiers charged him with bayonets, he calmly drew his Colt .45 and dropped each attacker with pinpoint accuracy, starting from the farthest, working his way in. By the end of the battle, York's squad had captured 132 German soldiers and destroyed 35 machine gun nests. York himself was credited with killing at least 20 men and saving countless American lives. What seemed impossible had become history. When the smoke cleared, no one could believe it. York was ordered back to the battlefield months later to personally walk General Pershing through the fight, step by step, just to prove it really happened. He was later awarded the Medal of Honor for his astonishing bravery. After the war, Alvin York returned home a national hero, but he didn't crave fame. He married Gracie Loretta Williams, raised 10 children, and dedicated his life to education. He founded the York Agricultural Institute in Tennessee, determined to give every child the opportunities he never had. York only agreed to let Hollywood tell his story if they promised not to exaggerate it. And in 1941, Sergeant York, starring Gary Cooper, brought his legacy to the world. During World War II, York volunteered again, serving his country by helping with war bond drives and inspiring new generations of soldiers. Sergeant Alvin C. York passed away on September 2, 1964. At the age of 76, leaving behind not just medals, but a legacy of faith, courage, and humility. He rests today in the quiet hills of Pall Mall, Tennessee, the same place where his journey began.